power. It's intoxicating, seductive, and dangerous. It draws people in, whispering promises of influence and control. For some, the allure of power becomes an obsession, a hunger that can never be satiated. This hunger can manifest in horrifying ways, leading individuals down a dark path where lines blur and morality fades. We'll uncover the stories of those who, driven by an insatiable need for control, exploit and abuse others. From sex trafficking rings to elaborate financial schemes, we'll expose the mechanisms of power used to silence victims and evade justice. Prepare yourself. The truth is often unsettling, but it is only by confronting these uncomfortable realities that we can begin to dismantle the systems that perpetuate them. These individuals are often masters of deception. They cultivate carefully crafted personas, projecting an image of success, philanthropy, and respectability. They move in elite circles, rubbing shoulders with celebrities, politicians, and business leaders. Their charisma and influence are undeniable, disarming even the most discerning observer. This carefully constructed facade serves as the perfect camouflage, hiding their predatory nature from the world. Cracks inevitably appear in the carefully constructed facades, revealing the darkness that lies beneath. Recent years have seen a wave of high-profile cases that have shattered the illusion of untouchability. How do these individuals operate with such impunity? Why are their crimes so often ignored or dismissed? And most importantly, what can we do to stop them? The name Jeffrey Epstein hangs heavy in the air, a chilling reminder of the depths of depravity that power can conceal. Epstein, a financier with connections to the highest echelons of society, used his wealth and influence to build a network of enablers and silence his victims. His crimes, spanning decades and continents, shocked the world and exposed a horrifying truth. Even the most powerful are not above the law. Epstein's private island, dubbed Pedophile Island by locals, became a symbol of his depravity. His meticulous record-keeping, a chilling testament to his crimes, revealed the vastness of his operation. Were they complicit in his crimes, or merely oblivious to the true nature of his activities? The question continues to haunt us, a reminder that power often corrupts those in its orbit. The Epstein case, with its web of connections and unanswered questions, fueled countless conspiracy theories. Some whispered of powerful figures silencing witnesses, others of a vast cover-up reaching the highest levels of government. While many of these theories remain unproven, they highlight the deep mistrust that surrounds cases involving the wealthy and powerful. Take the case of Jean-Luc Brunel, a French modeling agent with close ties to Epstein. Brunel was accused of procuring underage girls for Epstein and his associates. His death in prison, ruled a suicide, only deepened the mystery surrounding the case. Or consider Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's former girlfriend and alleged accomplice. Her trial provided a glimpse into the opulent and depraved world they inhabited. The Epstein case, while shocking, is not an isolated incident. In recent years, numerous high-profile individuals have been accused of similar crimes. These cases, spanning industries and continents, reveal a disturbing pattern of abuse enabled by power, wealth, and influence. R. Kelly, a celebrated R&B singer, faced decades of allegations of sexual abuse and exploitation of young women and girls. His case highlighted the power dynamics within the music industry, where aspiring artists can be particularly vulnerable to exploitation. Harvey Weinstein, a Hollywood mogul, was accused of sexual assault and harassment by numerous women, many of whom were aspiring actresses. Control, it's the common thread that binds these predators together. They crave it, they need it, and they will stop at nothing to maintain it. It's not just about the act of abuse itself, it's about the systematic dismantling of a victim's sense of self. These individuals are often masters of manipulation. They identify vulnerabilities, exploiting insecurities and dreams. This grooming process is insidious, a slow and deliberate erosion of boundaries. Victims are isolated from their support systems, their dependence on the abuser carefully cultivated. Perpetrators often use threats, intimidation, and financial leverage to silence their victims. The effects of this abuse are devastating and long-lasting. Victims often struggle with PTSD, anxiety, depression, and substance abuse. They may have difficulty forming healthy relationships, haunted by feelings of shame, guilt, and worthlessness. The trauma inflicted can manifest in physical ailments, sleep disorders, and eating disorders. Survivors may grapple with self-harm or suicidal thoughts. The justice system, while intended to protect victims, can often feel like another hurdle to overcome. The process of reporting, testifying, and facing their abuser in court can be re-traumatizing, and even if justice is served, the road to recovery is long and arduous. The relationship between abuser and victim is not one of love or even twisted affection. It's a calculated power dynamic, a game of control where one person holds all the cards. The abuser thrives on this power, deriving a sense of superiority and gratification from the suffering of another. They often target vulnerable individuals, those who are less likely to be believed or who have fewer resources to fight back. This could be due to their age, socioeconomic status, immigration status, or simply their position within a particular industry. They can be charming and charismatic in one setting, while cruel and controlling in another. And because these individuals often operate within networks of power and influence, they can rely on their connections to protect them. The world of glamour and celebrity often serves as the perfect camouflage for these predators. Their wealth and influence provide access to exclusive events, luxurious parties, and the company of the rich and famous. They become fixtures in the gossip columns, their names synonymous with success, sophistication, and exclusivity. This carefully cultivated public image acts as a shield, deflecting suspicion and scrutiny. They cultivate an aura of invincibility, surrounding themselves with entourages, assistants, and publicists who manage their image and control access. They use their wealth to silence dissent, quashing negative stories and intimidating journalists who dare to investigate. Society, for its part, is often complicit in perpetuating this illusion. These individuals are masters of manipulation, not only of their victims, but of public perception itself. They understand the power of image, of crafting a narrative that paints them in the most favorable light. They become known for their philanthropy, their charitable donations, a way to deflect criticism and buy goodwill. They align themselves with respected organizations, their faces gracing fundraising galas and charity auctions. They donate generously to worthy causes, their names etched on plaques and buildings. These acts of generosity, while commendable, often serve a dual purpose: to burnish their image and silence their conscience. They exploit our inherent trust in authority figures, our admiration for success, and our willingness to believe the best about those who appear to have it all. The tragedy is that these predators rarely act alone. They rely on a network of enablers, individuals who, through action or inaction, allow their crimes to continue unchecked. These enablers may be fully aware of the abuse, complicit in the crimes, or simply turn a blind eye out of fear, loyalty, or a desire to maintain their own position of power. The entertainment industry, with its culture of secrecy and fierce competition, can be a breeding ground for this type of enabling. Aspiring actors, models, and musicians, eager for their big break, can be particularly vulnerable to predators who promise fame and fortune in exchange for their silence. Lawyers, publicists, and fixers work tirelessly to protect their clients, using their knowledge of the legal system and their media savvy to discredit accusers and suppress negative stories. The predator's gaze is calculating, assessing vulnerabilities with chilling precision. They are experts in human nature, recognizing the subtle signs of insecurity, desperation, or a yearning for acceptance. They are drawn to settings where such vulnerabilities are ripe for the picking: parties filled with ambitious climbers, charities teeming with the naive and well-meaning, industries built on the aspirations of the young and talented. They move through these spaces with an air of confidence, their presence both magnetic and unsettling. They are masters of disguise, adept at assuming different roles to suit their prey. To some, they are the charming mentor, offering guidance and support. To others, they are the generous benefactor, promising access to exclusive circles. The relationship between predator and victim is rarely built on force alone. It is a carefully constructed edifice of coercion, manipulation, and dependence designed to ensnare the victim in a web of their own making. Financial dependence is a common tactic, particularly with young and vulnerable individuals. The predator may offer gifts, loans, or even a place to live, creating a sense of obligation and indebtedness. Isolation is another key element of control. The predator works to separate the victim from their support system, friends, family, anyone who might question the relationship or encourage them to break free. Threats and intimidation are often used to maintain silence. Rumors swirl around these predators, whispers of impropriety and abuse. But the whispers are often silenced before they can become shouts. The predator's wealth, power, and influence act as a shield, protecting them from scrutiny and accountability. Those who dare to speak out, victims, witnesses, journalists, often face a wall of silence, disbelief, and intimidation. They may be discredited, their reputations smeared, their careers ruined. The legal system, designed to protect the innocent, can be a daunting and even dangerous labyrinth for victims of powerful abusers. They may face endless legal challenges, character assassinations, and public humiliation. The road to recovery is long and arduous, requiring immense strength, resilience, and support. Recognizing the signs of predatory behavior is the first step in preventing abuse and exploitation. It starts with understanding the common tactics used by these individuals. They often exhibit controlling behaviors, such as isolating their victims and monitoring their activities. They may also shower their victims with gifts and promises, creating a sense of obligation. Victims often display signs of distress, such as sudden changes in behavior or unexplained absences. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Awareness campaigns and education can play a significant role in recognizing these signs. Technological tools can also aid in recognizing and reporting abuse. Preventing these crimes involves a multifaceted approach. Strengthening laws and regulations is crucial. Governments should enact and enforce stringent laws against human trafficking, sexual abuse, and exploitation. These laws should include severe penalties for offenders and provisions for victim protection and support. Community vigilance is equally important. Neighborhood watch programs, community centers, and local organizations can create networks of support and vigilance. Encouraging open dialogue about abuse and exploitation can help break the silence that often surrounds these issues. Communities should support initiatives that provide safe spaces for victims to seek help and share their experiences without fear of judgment or retaliation. Corporate responsibility plays a significant role in prevention. Companies must implement strict policies against harassment and exploitation, conduct thorough background checks, and provide training on recognizing and responding to abusive behavior. Industries vulnerable to exploitation, such as entertainment, modeling, and hospitality, should adopt zero-tolerance policies and ensure safe working environments. Lastly, empowering potential victims with knowledge and resources is vital. Providing education on consent, healthy relationships, and personal boundaries can help individuals recognize and resist manipulative behavior. Access to legal assistance, counseling, and financial support can also empower victims to escape abusive situations and rebuild their lives. Supporting the recovery of victims is crucial in addressing the dark side of power. Recovery is a long journey, requiring comprehensive and compassionate support. Mental health services provide therapy and counseling to help victims process trauma and reclaim their lives. Specialized treatments for PTSD, anxiety, and depression aid in healing. Legal support is vital. Victims need legal representation to navigate the judicial system. Pro bono services and advocacy groups help secure justice and protect victims' rights. Social support networks are crucial for recovery. Family, friends, and support groups provide emotional support and a sense of community. Economic empowerment is important for recovery. Job training, education, and financial assistance help victims regain independence. Addressing the dark side of power requires a collective effort. Awareness, education, and compassion are our most powerful tools. Together, we can break the cycle of abuse and ensure power uplifts and protects.